Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good? What's good? World Wide Web, everybody out there. It is your boy, your host with the most, Smooth T. You are in the midst of Smooth T's We Win Sports Talk. Remember, winning is the end game. So if you ain't about to win, don't go in. Yes, sir. How y'all doing today, man? You could have been anywhere on the planet, but guess what? You came here and you rocking with me. So I appreciate it. If you're watching this video on YouTube, definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely. What you see right there in the corner. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Hey, man. It's well appreciated, man. Let's run these numbers up, man. Here at We Win Sports Talk. We want to bring you the best content, the best opinions. Everything's opinionated. But we want to make sure we bring you something that's good, something that's impactful, and something that has some substance. So definitely, man, like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share. You know what I'm saying? Let you people know we here. We ain't going nowhere. Also, on all social medias, you can catch me at Smooth T for real. Right there up under the logo at Smooth T, the number 4, real on all social media platforms. Hey, man, definitely, man. Again, appreciate y'all coming. Hope everybody had a great weekend, man. It was some great dynamic things happening in college football, things happening in NFL, things happening in the NBA, all over the board. You know what I'm saying? It's just some great things that's been happening. So we definitely want to touch on a few things here. Not gonna make this a long show, pretty short show, but just some things that's on my mind that I want to discuss. Of course, want to make sure we bring something with some substance, man. Everybody got a lot of sports shows. Everybody got a lot of podcasts. So you got to think about the things that's going to separate you from everybody else. So really trying to bring a different scope, a different perspective on different things that we talk about. But just make sure whatever we bring, we definitely bring some substance with it. So definitely, again, appreciate you being here. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to come hang with us. Like I said, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. So thank you. Now, let's get into some topics right here. I did a show a few weeks back, and it was just start that up. Yeah. So this right here is this show today is I told y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's dealing with this right here. Those cowards on the internet that just need to please sit your behind down and hush. Part 2. That's what we're dealing with some of today, but also gonna be dealing with them internet trolls, man. Just people that got something to say, just to be saying something, that want to be seen, want to be heard. It's amazing how people try to make themselves irrelevant, or try to make themselves relevant at somebody else's demise or at somebody else's downfall. Now all of a sudden you got an opinion on something that you want to say when you know good and well, if you meet that individual in real life, you won't say the things that you're saying. You know, I feel like this. I'm an authentic person. So if anybody that knows me, they can tell you what you see is what you get. I'm gonna shoot it straight as an arrow. I'm gonna show you love. But I'm gonna be for real, and I'm gonna be direct. I'm never going to have a mentality of, oh, somebody else is having a downfall issue. To me, that's a crab mentality. So I'm never going to have an issue, or I'm never going to be the one that somebody else is falling. Oh, let me have something to say so people can hear my opinion, or so people can, get me some likes up by dogging somebody else with my opinion. It's never been my MO, man. Never been my MO. And I said something about it last week, and now I got some receipts as far as video footage that I actually want to show, because I think, video footage, they did a great job. And when you got something that you can show to shut everybody else up, then it's one of those I told you. But so definitely, man, it's coming from the Pivot podcast with man, with those guys from the Pivot Podcast. And they actually did this interview with Travis Hunter. And I think that it's one that's really, really something big. Let me pull this up right here. And one thing I can appreciate with those guys is that they bring the truth, you know, and they speak the truth and they speak it well. So, and you got people on that whole podcast that they've played the game, so they know the game. So I definitely like the fact that they're not afraid to ask the hard question. They're not afraid to put it out there and see what the truth is. So definitely big shout out to the Pivot Podcast for what I'm getting ready to show. Definitely hosted by Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder. And Ryan Clark is someone who I appreciate Ryan Clark for his honesty, because he's someone that, you know, at this point of his life, he's not trying to prove anything to anybody. So he's just gonna shoot it straight also. You know, for me, game recognized game. So when you somebody that shoot it straight as an arrow and you ask the right questions, then you don't have nothing to worry about, because I don't see any maliciousness in anything that I've seen him do interviews, and I don't see any maliciousness in what he says and what he does. You know, and him teaming up with Fred Taylor, who was a great running back, and Channing Crowder, all NFL players. You know, that's a good thing, because they can give you some deeper insight. So they did this interview with Travis Hunter that actually dropped today, and I just want to showcase this little small segment of it, and then we're gonna tap back into what I got to say on it also. Because I told y'all, and I'm going in because I'm about that win. So hold on, here we go. Let's pull this up.
Done it since you've been in college, but now getting that swell of support. But I want to talk about something else to start, to allow you to sort of clear up something for, I guess, the people. You've been with your girl for a long time.
Yeah.
And you had one of the best games of your career, over 10 catches, over 100 yards, 3 tubs, an interception on defense as well. But all the talk after the game was the interaction between you and Leanna. Do you want to just clear it up? One, what she means to you, what she's done to you, how long you guys have been together, but also what happened in that situation?
Oh, we've been together for a long, long time. She's like my closest to everything. She helped me with everything. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes, but she's always there. So that's pretty much. And then, you know, she's a girl. It's a lot of stuff that could be happening in the stands. People don't understand that. Like, she might look irritated towards me, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff she deal with during the game. There's a lot of stuff people don't see off the camera. So I just let people talk. I'm just a big troller, so I just troll the internet. So I really don't care what they think or what they say about her. So I just go in there and troll. You know, they talk about it, I post her.
Yeah,
so just make them even more madder than what they are. So they just try to find something to hate. They try to find something to bring up on our relationship, but ain't nothing there. There's nothing you can find because I love my woman.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, I told y'all, because it's amazing how people will try to find themselves in a situation where they want to try to gain success off of something, an illusion of what they've seen. So yes, they're referring to the last game against Oklahoma State, where of course Travis had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, should have had 2 interceptions that game, possibly 3. And that was his last home game at Folsom Field in Colorado. So at the end of the game, you know, there was a camera view that showed his girlfriend Leona, and she was looked at a little irritated. And when Travis approached her, everybody just went in saying, "Oh, see, she tried to diss him. See how she did? She tried to diss him." And what I said was, you don't know what's going on with somebody. Just because you see a moment that someone catches on TV doesn't mean that there's a problem with their relationship. So that went from everybody calling her everything out of her name, him out of his name, the stupidest stuff that people said, calling her a gold digger, this and that, saying he was not smart and that, you know, he was being played to the left. You need to leave her. Dumbest stuff, man. Just because you see somebody going through a moment, and one thing I said was, you don't know what may have happened to her in the stands, and that's something that he brought up. You throughout the game, she's dealing with people, and you don't know what somebody could have said to her in the stands. I don't know the situation, but it's not for me to judge it. And all of a sudden now, because you see something on TV that's caught on camera, now all of a sudden she ain't no good for him, and she a gold digger, and she just with him for his money. Blah 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 blah. That was the dumbest thing. And what's crazy is social media and the internet went crazy. Ham on YouTube. People doing 17, 18-minute videos, which is why I'm doing a video on support for them, because that was stupid. Like, and like he said, they've been together for a long time. She was with him before he got to Jackson State. She was with him before he got to Colorado, before the HEISMAN Trophy that he's getting ready to win. She was with him when he was in high school. And now you got people going back trying to find footage on them about videos about, see, look, she thinks she all that. She was with him before he was the quote unquote big mega superstar that he is now. I just seen he did a movie trailer that's pretty dope for The Hunter. And the trailer is the commercial is actually Travis the Hunter, and it's pretty dope. If you catch it on YouTube or on the internet, check it out. It's pretty dope, man. But it's for that movie Kraken the Hunter, but it's affiliated with him, man. And that's dope, because for him to come from being the number one recruit and saying, no, I'm not going to Florida State. I'm going to Jackson State with Coach Prime, and I'm gonna trust him to help me and guide my career. And now you see the culmination and how everything has come to fruition for that. That's so super dope, man, and just awesome. But back to them, man. Just you see people just trolling, man. Like, for what? Don't nobody care nothing about your opinion. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they've been together for a whole bunch of time, and now all of a sudden, because you see one moment from them, they supposed to just break up. Man, I've been married 22 years, and me and my wife every day hadn't been rose petals. And if you understand what Outkast said, roses really smell like boo boo. So you're gonna have some moments where you may not like that individual. Right now, I don't like you. And right now, you really getting on my nerves. But that don't mean I don't love you. That don't mean I ain't there for you. Like, the dumbest stuff, man. Stop getting into that crowd mentality, man, of just because you see something, all of a sudden you thinking he making a big mistake. He didn't need your opinion. People saying, oh man, Coach Prime, you talking to him. You think him and Coach Prime don't have intimate conversations? You dumb if you think that. If you think they don't. Like, man, y'all need to let it go. I told y'all, and he confirmed and said it. And so let me guess, the trolls now is, oh, he just saying that for that. He just saying that because okay, whatever. That's not for you to figure it out. But guess what? They're gonna live their lives and keep moving on, man. And that's it. They don't owe nobody no explanation for who they are, for what they're doing. They've been rocking together for a long time, and they still together. So, man, miss the internet, miss me with all that nonsense, man. Y'all need to stop, man. Really. Like, if I start pulling out these names of these people, man, that's just trolling, calling her everything and calling him stupid stuff, it don't make no sense, man. Let them people breathe and live. Look at your own life. Pull that big ass plank out your eye first. You know what I'm saying? Before you start messing with somebody else's speck. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta let that go. It's ridiculous. It don't make no sense. So, again, stop it. But that's that right there. That's all I'm gonna deal with that. You know, that's all good. Let's move on to something else that's pretty interesting. Before we wrap up for today's little show. And that is we're gonna deal with we got this Heisman Trophy, man. The finalists were announced for the Heisman Trophy. The final four were announced. Of course, you know the top two were Travis Hunter, Ashton Jenton, Dylan Gabriel, and Cam Ward. And one name that is notably not on here that a lot of people felt like should have been on here, of course, is the guy that's stolen Travis the ball, which is Shedeur Sanders. But let's deal with these first four first before I give you my take on that. I've already said it. Of course, Travis Hunter, man, been blowing the season up. 92 receptions, 1152 yards. That's 1,152 yards, 14 TDs. He got 32 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble. He should have had 7 interceptions, truthfully. So you could take and he should have had 7 because they literally went through his hand out his hand. Also, like I said, 11 pass breakups, 1 forced fumbles. For some dumb reason, he didn't become a part of the Thorpe Award, but he just won the award for the best defensive player of the year. How you do that? How you get best defensive player of the year award, but you don't win the award for the Thorpe? Crazy. Which will go along with just how you see how people, the thinking of some of these voters is just crazy. Ashton Jenton, you know what I'm saying? 344 carries, 2,497 yards rushing, 29 touchdowns, 20 receptions for 116 yards. He's actually averaged 7.3 yards per carry. Has bust 6 games with at least 200 yards rushing. I ain't gonna front. Dude is a beast at the running back position. He's a baller. Definitely gonna be next level. Definitely will have the opportunity to see what he can do on the next level with those stats. He's only roughly 135 yards from breaking Barry Sanders' record. Mind you, though, in this day and age, like when Barry Sanders was playing running back, once they got to the bowl games, they stopped counting yards for that season. They didn't include the bowl yardage part of the stats for that season. Because if that's the case, Barry Sanders' last bowl game, he ran for like 230-something yards that were not accounted for. Not to take anything away from Ashton, because like I said, I've told y'all, I'm a running back. That's my position. So, I like it because as much as they've tried to take away and say the running back position is kind of devalued in the NFL, doing good and well without a running game, and you need a running game and a good offensive line to make your offense work, because that's going to help your quarterback. That's going to take so much pressure off your quarterback, because when they try to, if you got a running game, then that's going to open up for your wide receivers. You know, it's when you don't have a running game that it puts a lot of pressure on your quarterback. So having a running game definitely is something that helps teams win, along with a defense, of course. But definitely Ashton Jenton, you take him off Boise State, and that team does not win the championship that they just won in the Mountain West. They don't win that they don't go 11 and some change, the record that they had. So definitely showing you that a running game is something that's vital. If Colorado would have had a running game, man, you know how much pressure that would have took away from Shador, which is, being an awesome running back is a mentality. It's like, because running back is different. Everybody know you getting ready to get the ball. Everybody know where it's going. As a quarterback, you can step back, you can hand it off, or you can throw the ball. So you got options. As a wide receiver, you can break yourself open and catch. But as a running back, they know you getting the ball. So once you get that ball, you got to produce the moment you touch that ball, which is why I give running backs so much respect, because the moment that they get that ball, you have to produce. You got to show who you are. And it's an attitude, man. When you look at the past running backs and from history, the Eric Dickersons, the Barry Sanders, the Walter Paytons, can't forget about Sweetness, the Walter Paytons, the Emmitt Smiths, the Damian Thomason, the Adrian Petersons, man, Marshawn Lynch. I can go on, but that's an attitude, man, of dominance. Like, to be a dominant running back, you have to be a dominant player, because the moment you touch the ball, everybody coming for you. All 11. If your defense is your defense, everybody going after the ball. So that means all 11 coming after you. When you're a quarterback and you step back and you throw the ball, they still trying to figure it out. Which is why if you got a running back that can catch out the backfield like a Marshall Faulk, or even now Bijan Robinson, that can catch out the backfield and get gone, man, that makes it even better, because now your quarterback, you can do some of those little RPOs, just those little dumps, and it's like a sweep, but you giving them more space, and now everybody's scattered out. But once you hand the ball off, everybody closing in on that. So nothing to take away from Ashton Jenton, because being a dominant running back is not easy, because everybody coming for you. It's no guesswork. They know you getting the ball, which is why if you got a great running back and it can help your quarterback, why play action is so awesome and why it can help you so much. So no shade to Ashton Jenton for what he's doing, and carrying a line of great running backs that's played in college football. Thirdly, you had Dylan Gabriel, the transfer that came to Oregon, and all he's done is lead his team to the only undefeated team in America. And as you know my history with Oregon, if you've watched the show, Oregon was not my favorite team, but I have to respect them boys. And it wasn't nothing. I just didn't like how Dan Lennon tried to come at Colorado last year with Coach Prime, talking about they playing for clicks, we playing for substance. Knowing good and well, you ain't never let the media into your locker room until you got ready to play Colorado, because they was getting all that attention. And now you got a big mouth and want to just talk junk. And I mean, ain't front. You talk your stuff, you pumped your chest, and y'all went out and proved it. And Coach Prime even said it, man, they tore our butt up. But that was then. But he also said, if you're gonna catch me, you better catch me now. But that was me and my feelings, you know what I'm saying? You can't do my big cousin like that, Coach Prime. That's big cuz. You know what I'm saying? You can't do him like that. But they did what they did. So them going into the Big Ten, I'm like, oh man, y'all getting ready to get this work, because y'all got to play against, Big Ten teams, the O States, the Penn States. They ain't play Michigan this year. I'm glad, because we was having a comeback year and go blue. But I definitely thought that them coming out against the Buckeyes and having a showcase win against them was like, whoa. So, and then, like I said, I'm a documentary person, so I had to watch the documentary, and I saw their work ethic behind the scenes. And like I said, game recognized game, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your feelings out of it and be real and be true. It's just like back in the day, like I said, when everybody, it was the Lakers versus Celtics. Everybody loved Magic and the Lakers. If you was black, it ain't no secret. And if you was white, you like the Celtics. But the funny thing was, the Celtics had a lot of black players on their team. You know what I'm saying? But Larry Bird was that dude. And when you watched him play, you ain't like Larry Bird. But if you was a real hooper, man, you knew, man, Bird can ball. You know what I'm saying? And I had so much respect for Bird as I got older later on and got out my feelings. And it's the same thing right now with Dan Leonard, man. He doing some great things in that program. I mean, he came from UGA, so he came from the SEC. So, he's seen how programs are built with that pedigree. So, got to get him respect. But Dylan Gabriel was a great, catch for him in the portal. Dylan Gabriel put up 73% of passing, 3,558 yards, 28 touchdowns, led them to a 13-0 record. So well worth it, So I mean, deserving, and he got feet too. He can get out the pocket and dance. You know what I'm saying? He can wobble out the pocket. So definitely a great, deserving. And lastly, number 4 was Cam Ward out of Miami. You know what I'm saying? The transfer from Washington State. And went to Miami was the best thing that happened for him because it revitalized his career. It took Miami to their first 10-win season since 2017, which was big for them and had Miami relevant. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was just beat Syracuse, and you would have seen Miami versus SMU instead of Clemson. So, yeah, Clemson, Syracuse, a big thank you. So, but Cam Ward, 67% completions, 4,123 yards passing for 36 touchdowns. Gave them a chance to get into the college football playoff, but had to, win the right games. Unfortunately, it fell a little short, but hey, he had a great season, man, and Cam got feet too, And the funny thing is, Cam he's trained by the same guy that Shador is trained by, Darryl, and it's funny, he used to be a quarterback for SMU, who beat Clemson. So him and Bucky Deion Sanders Jr. were teammates. But Cam had a great year, So, I go back and look at the fact of, say, Shador's stats, you know what I'm saying? Because Shador just won, and I did the video on it last week. Shador just won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award given to the best quarterback in the country. However, Shador is notably absent from the Heisman race, which, goes back to what I was saying about, how they did with Travis. Like, how can you be win the best defensive player of the year award, but they don't have you up for the best DB award with the Thorpe Award, but you top 5, top 3 in every category in defense. Don't nobody want to throw to you, but they're saying you're not one of the top DBs. Okay, at least make it make sense. At least a finalist, but to not put you in there, okay, wow. So, but he wins Defensive Player of the Year. So kind of the same thing with Shador, winning the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, which is presented to the best quarterback in the country. And that award, you going against players like Cam Ward Dylan Gabriel, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, these top quarterbacks, and you stand out and shine. Now, mind you, his passing percentage was 73%, 3,488 yards for 30 touchdowns. So, and he led Colorado to a 9-3 record. So the only thing that I can say about that is, because of the fact that, say, Dylan Gabriel was 13-0, and Cam them was 10-2. Is the reason why I would say that Shedeur wasn't a Final Four for the Heisman, but they know, okay, he's the best quarterback in the league. Plus, he's slated to be the number one quarterback to come out of the draft. If not one, number two, just depends on the team that falls. So he surpassed everybody else. But either way, he'll be in New York because his wide receiver and his homie, his brother, Travis Hunter will be there. So that's going to be very interesting to see if he does get on that stage once they announce Travis as the winner, which, of course, goes to now. What I think is that just based off everything, and all four of these guys have had a phenomenal season. And this ain't got nothing to do with my love for Colorado that I have, but Travis has actually just showed his tail on that football field and showed why he is the best player in the country. He has dominated on offense and dominated on defense. It's one thing, because I had someone tell me, well, Charles Woodson played both ways. Yeah, but he didn't do it full time. And if you understand my love for Michigan, Charles Woodson is my boy. That's my guy. Number two, we bring back that championship in 97. Come on, that's my guy, man. But Charles didn't play every down. Even Champ Bailey, who was great with UGA, he didn't play every down. You got 170 snaps, and these ain't just 170 snaps because you just out there. I'm talking about snaps that mean something, where he making serious impact, which is why I told you I'll be comparing stuff to college football 25 on the game, because and they fix stuff when they get it wrong, because they had Ashton Genty, his rating was lower than what it needed to be, and they changed that and fixed it. But from day one when that game dropped, Travis Hunter was the best player on the game. Now they even went up on his stats and they have him as a 97, and Ashton Genty got moved up to a 97 also. So they have them two as the best two players on the game. But he is the best player overall on the game, and he's top as, of course, the offensive and as a wide receiver. Only Will Johnson was in front of him, but which goes to show why he should have at least been a finalist in the Thorpe Award, which didn't make sense still. However, Coach Prime graciously said, I'm gonna give him my trophy because he deserves it. So he still got one. But long story short, what Travis has done, nobody's ever done. People, and you gotta understand, when we say never, like you didn't see this. This go back to them days when we wasn't even born, when you had people playing both ways. But he's playing both ways at an elite level. That's what we mean by never been done. He's doing it at an elite level of playing wide receiver, where you double teaming him and you don't want him to get the ball, but you got his other teammates. He's setting up for his other teammates, which is why when they beat Baylor, because they was double teaming him, that left LeJontay one-on-one, and LeJontay did his thing, pop, and Shedeur did his thing, boom, and got the touchdown, because they so focused on him, Travis Hunter, on offense. So if you focused on him on offense, and now on defense, you game planning to stay away from him, come on, man. He has an island on defense. He's only had one touchdown on him, which he admitted was his fault. He was playing lazy, and he was playing lackadaisical in the sense of just they ain't throwing me the ball anyway. And I was like, ooh, they threw it, and he almost got to it, but it was a great throw. But that's the only touchdown he has had on him this year. Out of all these games, 12 games, that's it. So come on, man, that is by far your Heisman, and you know, in the words of Coach Prime, he probably would try to play special teams if they let him. He want to run the ball back, but he's so active on offense, active on defense, which is what we're saying when we say it's never been done before. And when it's been done, it's never been done at an elite level in college like it is. So just on that alone, the Heisman is not for the MVP; it's for the best overall player in the country, which that is Travis Hunter. Which is why, definitely by far, not taking away anything from Ashton, not taking anything away from Dylan, or not taking anything away from Cam. He's the best player. Just like when Charles Woodson beat out Randy Moss and Peyton Manning, because he was just elite. Travis Hunter, and even Charles Woodson has said this in episode 10 of the Travis Hunter Show, he surpassed Charles Woodson as being elite on both offense and defense. And this is a Hall of Fame player. And Champ Bailey is a Hall of Fame player. So he's definitely set himself up to be successful by his work ethic and by his play to get the Heisman Trophy. So that's who I feel should win it if I had to vote. And it's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. And he has a Heisman video that is out, that was put out by the Buffs. I should have played it today. I'll do it on the next show. That just shows, man, his ability, man. So, and that interview that he did on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and Shannon Tatum and Shannon Crowder. I'm sorry. Shannon Tatum was a basketball player. Shannon Crowder. It shows you his work ethic, man. All that dude do is go to practice, train, treatment, go home, play video games in his onesie. Practice, train, treatment, go home, play video games in his onesie. You know what I'm saying? He ain't out here acting a fool, trying to be cool, you know, and he got a 4.0 GPA. And he getting it done in the classroom, man. So his IQ was on point, man. So definitely is the guy that should be the Heisman winner. So definitely. So that's my take for the day. I do have a little special bonus because this transfer portal is going crazy. It is, man. When I said this earlier this year on a previous show with my boy Big LT the Guru, that these college athletes are no longer just college athletes. I mean, college football will definitely it's not the same. And I said it earlier. College football is not the same with this transfer portal. Man. So definitely it's a lot of movement, and I'm gonna give it a couple of days just so I can, you know, see how everything's gonna play. One thing that I do want to touch on is man, for Colorado at least, is trying to get the acquisition of Caden Salter, quarterback from Liberty University, the Liberty Flames. This dude is a baller, you know what I'm saying? And I think him connecting with Coach Prime will not only build up his stock, but it will so help Colorado in this transition year, leaving Shador and having Juju come in. That way we're not putting all that pressure on Juju, even though, now don't get it wrong, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska, he was a freshman this year and had a pretty decent year. But I think if you bring in somebody like a Caden Salter that can help Juju transition, it's not a bad thing for him because he gonna get them keys and they already don't show them. It's his role. Texas is doing it with Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. So I think you bring in somebody like him who has been a proven winner with Liberty. They've had 10 plus winning seasons. And in his 2023 season, this dude threw for 2,800 yards, 2,876 yards to be exact, with 32 touchdowns, and he got wobbles, y'all. He got feet because he also rushed for 1,089 yards at quarterback with 7 touchdowns. So to bring him in, no, that's 12 touchdowns. With 12 touchdowns, my mistake. So that's 44 touchdowns he was accounted for in 2023. And he having a decent season this year too, because he was getting ready to leave last season, but then came back. But definitely, man, I fact check a lot of stuff. It's crazy. I go on the game and play them to see how they work. You know what I'm saying? And I played with Liberty on the game, and man, he got to put him up. He get him up, put him down, man, for real. So I think I really want to see him come to Colorado and see how he does with them. I think that'll open up a whole lot more, take a lot of pressure off, the offensive line in case they do have some kind of hiccups, because he got some put him up and get him down, that he can get out the pocket and he can roll. He got this mobile dead eye, so he can throw on the run really well. So I think transitioning from Shedeur to Juju and him being the middleman because he only got 1 year left, that could be a great piece for Colorado, man. So, but we're going to see, visitors come in over the weekend. So we're going to see how all that works with the transfer portal. I will definitely have a show to talk about that because I want to see how this thing unfolds, because it's just this transfer portal, man, it's like free agency. And it's gone wild, it's gone wild. Like them girls gone wild back in the day. That transfer portal gone wild, man. So I definitely want to see what happens, but that's just my little nugget on that right there. Like I said, I think it will help Juju a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he can't do it, because it's funny because Juju just played this last game against Buford in Georgia, and his team actually beat Dylan Raiola's little brother. So, he can definitely handle the spotlight, but it'd be something good to give him some time just to kind of just see the game from that perspective. And that way he don't have that full pressure as a freshman, because you've seen some little hiccups that Dylan Raiola may have had this year, even though he had a decent season as a freshman quarterback. But you bring in somebody like Salter, you bring in somebody like Caden Salter, who's proven, has played games, and can make some instant impact, working with Pat Shummer. I think it could be great. So definitely, man, it'll be something that's real dope. But hey, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. I definitely appreciate you all from coming in, hanging with your boy. If you're catching this on the replay, I appreciate it. We hadn't done anything live yet. We still trying to build these numbers up, man, so I can do this live chat with y'all, man. That's gonna be so lit when we can do that, because then we can talk and we can go back and forth and talk, man. So look, man, just like in this corner, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share, comment, you know what I'm saying? Get these numbers up so we can get people in this live chat, so we can really get into this sports talk, man, because that's what I want to do, is really get out here and just connect with all of y'all. But definitely appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for watching. Like I said, you could have been anywhere, if you catching this, but you chose to come check out and listen to me for a quick little hot minute. But I appreciate it, man, definitely. Again, at Smooth T for real on all social media platforms. Definitely appreciate it, man. Hey, in life, you know what I'm saying? You keep going and you keep pushing, man. You don't stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't stop. You keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going until you break it down and you get what you want. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says the violent take it by force, man. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it going, and we're going to keep pushing, man, no matter what. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. You know, remember also, you haven't seen it yet. I'm still going to talk about it. Go check out that Buff Walk video by yours truly, Smooth T. It's on the We Win Sports Network channel on YouTube also. So, hey, man, go check that out. Smooth T's We Win Sports Talk, man. And remember, winning is the end game. So if you ain't about to win, don't go in. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace. God bless y'all, man. And again, thank y'all for showing up for your boy, man. This has been another episode of Smooth T's We Win Sports Talk. See ya.